The sky was normal soft blues and golds, no flickering, no signs of anything breaking through. Mia sighed. Do you think we'll ever really know what that thing was? Ethan shook his head. Probably not. She was quiet for a moment. Then, with a small smile, she nudged him. Well, if the world ever starts glitching again, at least I know who to call. Ethan chuckled, even though they both knew it wasn't really funny. Yeah, same here. The last of the sunlight faded, stars blinking into place. Everything was peaceful. But Ethan still couldn't shake the feeling that somewhere, beneath the surface of their reality, something was watching. Waiting. For now, though, they had won. And that was enough. Mia looked back toward the hills. Did you see it? Ethan nodded. Yeah. What was it? He had no answer. He didn't know if it was a person or something else. But whatever it was, it had been watching them. Mia let out a slow breath. We should tell someone. Ethan shook his head. Tell them what? That we found something that fell from the sky and saw a shadow? He ran a hand through his hair. They'll think we're making it up. She bit her lip. Then what do we do? Ethan hesitated. He had no idea. But something deep in his gut told him they weren't done with whatever had happened out there. That night, Ethan barely slept. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the glow of the object, the dark shape in the trees. He heard the hum in his ears. The feeling wouldn't leave him. The next morning, Mia showed up at his door, dark circles under her eyes. Couldn't sleep, she muttered. Me neither, Ethan admitted. She pulled out her phone. I checked the news. No reports about anything falling from the sky. No one's talking about it. Ethan frowned. That didn't make sense. Someone had to have seen it. What about online? Social media? Nothing. A chill ran through him. A bright flash like that, someone else should have noticed. People always posted about weird things. So why was there nothing? Mia crossed her arms. I think we should go back. Ethan stared at her. Are you serious? We have to know what's going on. He wanted to argue, to tell her it was a bad idea. But deep down, he knew she was right. He needed to see it again, to prove that last night wasn't just some trick of the mind. They set off before noon, this time bringing supplies, a backpack, water, a pocket knife Mia's older brother had given her, and Ethan's dad's old binoculars. They took a different route, sticking close to the back roads, avoiding the main streets. When they got to the clearing, Ethan's stomach dropped. The crater was gone. The ground was smooth, untouched, like nothing had ever crashed there. No burn marks. No disturbed dirt. Nothing. Mia took a shaky step forward. No way. This isn't possible, Ethan whispered. He dropped to his knees, running his fingers over the grass. It was real. Solid. There was no sign anything had ever been here. Mia turned in a slow circle, scanning the area. Someone covered it up. Ethan's pulse raced. Who? A car engine rumbled in the distance. Mia grabbed his arm and pulled him down behind a cluster of bushes. A black SUV rolled up onto the dirt path. The windows were tinted, the kind that didn't let you see who was inside. It stopped for a few seconds. Then the driver's side door opened. A man stepped out, wearing a dark jacket, sunglasses, and holding something in his hand. A small device that let out a faint beeping sound. Ethan didn't move, didn't breathe. Mia clutched his sleeve. The man scanned the area, his expression unreadable. He pressed something on the device, and the beeping stopped. Then, without a word, he turned, got back in the SUV, and drove off. The moment he was gone, Mia let out a shaky breath. Ethan, what the hell is going on? He didn't know. But he did know one thing. Someone else knew about the object, and they didn't want anyone to find it. Ethan and Mia exchanged a glance. They had just stepped into something much bigger than they ever could have imagined. Ethan and Mia didn't move until the SUV disappeared completely, its deep rumble fading into the distance. The silence that followed was thick, almost suffocating. Mia let go of his sleeve, but Ethan could still feel her tension, the way her fingers had dug into the fabric. They erased it, she whispered, her voice barely audible. Ethan nodded. Yeah. His mind raced. Someone, some organization, maybe even the government, had covered up the crash. Not just hidden it, but erased every single trace. The ground, the grass, everything looked untouched, like it had never happened. But it had. They both knew it. Mia took a deep breath. We need to find out who that guy was. Ethan frowned. How? She pulled out her phone, snapping a picture of the tire tracks left behind. This is something. Maybe we can figure out what kind of SUV it was. Ethan looked around, his pulse still racing. I don't think we should stay here. Mia hesitated but nodded. They turned back, keeping low, moving quickly along the tree line, just in case the SUV came back. The whole way home, Ethan kept glancing over his shoulder, expecting to see dark cars following them, waiting for them to slip up. But nothing came. The town looked the same as ever. People walking their dogs, cars stopping at intersections, kids riding their bikes. Normal. Too normal. Mia's house was closer, so they went there. Her older brother, Jake, was in the kitchen, finishing a sandwich when they walked in. He barely glanced at them. Why do you guys look like you've seen a ghost? He asked, mouth half full. Mia ignored him, dragging Ethan up to her room and shutting the door. She opened her laptop immediately, typing fast. We need to check something, she muttered. Ethan sat beside her, watching as she pulled up search results on government vehicles, security agencies, anything that looked remotely like what they had seen. Nothing matched perfectly, but a few black SUVs used by private security firms looked close. Could be anything, Ethan said, frustrated. Mia leaned back, chewing her lip. Yeah, but they knew exactly where to go. They had that thing, the beeping thing. Ethan nodded, like they were tracking it. Maya's eyes widened. Wait. She grabbed her backpack and dumped everything out onto the bed. Flashlights, a notebook, gum wrappers, then something else. Something small. A rock. Except it wasn't a normal rock. It was smooth dark, and when Mia tilted it, the light caught faint streaks of blue running through it. Ethan stared. Where did you get that? She hesitated. I think I grabbed it without realizing, when we were at the crater. Ethan's stomach turned. Do you think they were tracking this? Mia didn't answer right away. She held it up, turning it over in her fingers. I don't know. But if they were, they could know we have it. A sharp knock at the front door made them both jump. Mia shoved the rock into her pocket, eyes wide. They sat frozen, listening. Jake's voice downstairs. Can I help you? A deep voice responded, too low to make out the words. Ethan's heart hammered. He and Mia exchanged a look. Then footsteps, coming up the stairs. Mia shoved her laptop closed. Ethan barely had time to process what was happening before the door swung open. A man stood there, tall, dark jacket. The same sunglasses as the guy from the SUV, but it wasn't the same man. This one was younger, maybe in his 30s, with sharp features and an unreadable expression. Ethan Walker. Mia Collins, he said, voice calm. We need to talk. Maya's fingers curled around the edge of her desk. Who are you? The man didn't answer. Instead, he reached into his jacket, slowly, and pulled out a badge. It wasn't any agency Ethan recognized. A sleek silver emblem, no words, just a symbol, a circle, with an angular shape inside. We know what you saw, the man said, and we need you to come with us. Ethan's stomach twisted. Why? You have something that doesn't belong to you. Mia shifted, keeping her hand in her pocket. We don't know what you're talking about. The man sighed. This isn't a request. Jake suddenly appeared in the hallway, frowning. Hey, what's going on? The man turned his head slightly. This doesn't concern you. Jake scoffed. Yeah, it does. You just barged into my house. The man ignored him, eyes back on Ethan and Mia. Come with us. Now. Ethan's breath came fast. This was bad. Really bad. Mia, always the faster thinker, suddenly grabbed Ethan's wrist. Sorry, we're gonna have to pass. And before the man could react, she slammed the door in his face. Go, she hissed. Ethan didn't question it. They bolted for the window. Jake shouted something outside the door, but the man was already moving. Heavy footsteps. Maya yanked the window open, climbed out onto the small overhang. Ethan followed. They scrambled down the side of the house, jumping the last few feet to the ground. The front door burst open just as they hit the street. They ran. Ethan didn't look back. His pulse roared in his ears. Mia was just ahead of him, leading the way down side streets, cutting through backyards. By the time they finally stopped, they were near the train tracks, breathless, hands on their knees. Ethan gasped for air. Who the hell were they? Mia shook her head. I don't know, but we're in deep now. Ethan looked down at her pocket, where she still clutched the strange rock. Whatever this thing was, it wasn't just some piece of debris. People were willing to chase them for it. And Ethan had a terrible feeling that this was just the beginning. Ethan's chest burned as he tried to catch his breath. The wind howled against the old train tracks, rusted metal stretching endlessly in both directions. Mia stood beside him, gripping the strange rock so tightly her knuckles had gone white. The air felt heavier here, like something unseen was pressing down on them. Mia swallowed hard. We can't keep running forever. Ethan wiped the sweat from his forehead. I know. His mind was spinning. Who were those people? How did they find them so fast? And most importantly, why was this object so important? Mia turned the rock over in her palm. We should get rid of it. Ethan hesitated. And then what? They won't just let us walk away. She didn't argue. She knew he was right. A sudden buzzing sound filled the air. Not from a phone. Not from anywhere they could see. It was coming from the rock. Mia yelped and nearly dropped it, but Ethan grabbed her wrist. Wait. The faint blue streaks running through the stone pulsed. A low vibration hummed through his fingers. It wasn't just glowing, it was waking up. Mia looked at him, panic creeping into her voice. Ethan, what if this isn't just a rock? A shadow moved behind them. Mia sucked in a sharp breath. Ethan turned so fast he nearly tripped over the tracks. They weren't alone. The man in the dark jacket stood just a few yards away. Not the one from the SUV, not the one from Mia's house. A different one. Same emblem on his badge. Same unreadable expression. Ethan's pulse skyrocketed. How had he gotten here so fast? Mia took a step back. Stay away. The man didn't move. You don't understand what you're holding. Ethan gritted his teeth. Then maybe you should explain. The man ignored the question. His gaze was fixed on the rock. It's dangerous. The buzzing grew louder. The blue streaks inside the stone swirled now, moving like liquid light. Ethan could feel it, pulsing, alive. The man took a careful step forward. "Give it to me." Maya's breath hitched. Not happening. A flicker of frustration passed over the man's face. Then, to Ethan's horror, he reached into his jacket. Mia reacted first. She grabbed Ethan's hand and threw the rock. It hit the ground with a sharp crack, and everything exploded. Not fire, not an explosion in the normal sense. It was like reality itself bent inward for a split second. A shockwave rippled outward, knocking Ethan and Mia off their feet. The world spun. A ringing filled Ethan's ears. Then silence. He gasped for air, blinking rapidly. The sky above him looked wrong, like it was shifting, flickering between two different versions of itself. Mia groaned beside him, dazed. The man in the jacket was nowhere to be seen. Ethan pushed himself up on shaking arms. The rock, it was still there, but something was different now. It wasn't just glowing. A faint shape had appeared above it. A pattern, floating in midair, shifting like a hologram. Mia coughed. "Ethan, what did we just do?" He had no idea, but he was sure of one thing. They weren't just being chased for this thing. They had just activated it. The air felt heavier, charged with something Ethan couldn't explain. His ears still rang from the blast of energy, but his focus stayed locked on the shape hovering above the rock. It wasn't just a pattern, it was moving, shifting like symbols he couldn't quite understand. Mia was still on the ground, staring at it in stunned silence. Then the sky flickered again. Not lightning, not a trick of the light. It was like the world itself glitched for a split second, as if something was trying to force its way in, or out. Maya's breathing quickened. "Ethan, I think we broke something." Before he could respond, a sharp crack split through the air, like glass shattering. The symbols above the rock pulsed once, twice, then collapsed inward. And then something else stepped out. Not a person, not a shadow. Something in between. The air around the figure distorted, like heat rising off pavement, but colder. It stood just a few feet from them, its forward shifting between solid and transparent, flickering in and out like a dying signal. No face, no features, just a presence watching them. Ethan's entire body locked up. He wanted to move, to run, but he couldn't. Mia was frozen too, but her hand slowly inched toward the rock, like touching it might somehow undo whatever they had just unleashed. The figure tilted its head, if it even had one. Then in a voice that wasn't a voice at all, but more like a whisper threaded through his thoughts, it spoke. Asterisk, asterisk, not yours. Asterisk, asterisk. Ethan's stomach dropped. The words weren't angry, but they weren't kind either. Just knowing. Maya's fingers barely brushed the rock when the figure moved. No, not moved. Asterisk, asterisk, shifted asterisk, asterisk. 1 second it was standing still. The next it was inches away from them. Too fast, too unnatural. Mia let out a strangled gasp and scrambled back, knocking the rock further away. The moment it left her touch, the symbols above it dimmed, and the figure flickered again, as if it was struggling to stay there. Ethan took the chance. He grabbed Maya's arm and pulled her up. Run. She didn't argue this time. They took off, sprinting along the train tracks, their breaths coming in short, sharp bursts. Ethan didn't dare look back, but he could feel it. Whatever asterisk asterisk it asterisk asterisk was, right behind them, its presence pressing against his mind like static. Up ahead, the overpass leading into town loomed closer. If they could just make it. Then the flickering came again. But this time, asterisk asterisk, the world around them shifted asterisk asterisk. For a split second, Ethan wasn't on the train tracks anymore. He was somewhere else. The sky above him was dark, but not night. No stars, no moon, just swirling, endless black. The ground beneath him wasn't solid, but instead moving like it was alive. Strange, towering structures rose in the distance, pulsing with the same blue glow as the rock. And then, just as fast as it happened, he was back. His feet stumbled on the gravel, almost making him trip, but he kept going. "Did you see that?" he gasped. Maya's face was pale. Yeah, it hadn't been in their heads. It had been real ***. They reached the overpass and darted into the shadows beneath it. Ethan pressed his back against the cold concrete, chest heaving. Mia did the same, her eyes darting around wildly. Silence. Nothing chased them. No flickering figures. No impossible shifts in reality. Just the hum of distant cars passing overhead, the normal sounds of their town still going on, completely unaware of what had just happened. Mia sucked in a shaky breath. "Ethan, I think that thing wasn't trying to hurt us." He turned to her, still catching his breath. "What?" She swallowed hard, staring at her hands like she was trying to piece together something impossible. "I think it was trapped and we let it out." Ethan felt the weight of her words settle over him like a stone. If that was true, then they hadn't just stolen something important. They had opened something and whatever was on the other side was coming. Ethan's pulse pounded in his ears. The weight of Mia's words hung between them, heavy and undeniable. If they had opened something, if they had let something out then they had no idea what else might follow. Mia gripped his arm. "We can't just sit here. We have to do something." Ethan ran a hand through his hair, trying to think, trying to process. The rock, the symbols, the figure, the way the world had shifted none of it made sense. But one thing was clear. Whatever had happened wasn't over. Then, as if the universe wanted to prove him right, the ground trembled beneath them. Not a normal tremor. Not like a passing train. This was deeper like the earth itself was adjusting to something unnatural. Ethan and Mia locked eyes. They knew. It was still happening. A burst of wind rushed past them, though the air had been still just moments ago. Then a sound low, humming, growing louder. Ethan's skin prickled. The same vibration from the rock, the same strange energy, but now it wasn't just coming from one place. Mia turned toward the street. "Look." Ethan followed her gaze and felt his stomach drop. Lights, blue, flickering, just like the patterns in the rock. Not in the sky, not in the distance. In people Across the street, a man walking his dog staggered, gripping his head as the glow flickered across his skin. A woman at a bus stop dropped her phone, her eyes wide with confusion as her reflection in the glass didn't match her movements more and more. People all around, blinking in and out of sync with reality, caught between two places. Ethan's breath caught. It's spreading. Maya's fingers dug into his sleeve. "We have to stop it." But how? The only thing that had started this was the rock. Ethan's mind clicked into place. The rock hadn't just been a relic. It had been a lock and they had broken it. A sudden force slammed into them. Not physically, but like a pressure pushing down on their skulls, forcing them to their knees. The air around them warped, and then It appeared. The flickering figure stood just feet away, more asterisk asterisk solid asterisk asterisk than before, its form no longer shifting erratically. It was stabilizing, becoming something permanent. Ethan gritted his teeth, forcing himself to move, to stand, to do asterisk asterisk anything asterisk asterisk. The figure lifted a hand, palm facing them, and suddenly, asterisk asterisk Ethan understood asterisk asterisk. It wasn't speaking, not in words. It was asterisk asterisk showing asterisk asterisk him. Images flooding his mind in rapid flashes. A world, dark, vast, endless. The figures, hundreds, thousands of them, trapped between places, never fully existing. And the rock, asterisk asterisk, the last thing holding them there asterisk asterisk. Ethan gasped, snapping back into reality. The figure stepped closer, its presence overwhelming. But this time, there was no fear. Because Ethan knew the truth. Mia touched his shoulder. What did it show you? Ethan swallowed hard. It's not just one of them. There are more. And they're asterisk asterisk, all trying to get through asterisk asterisk. Maya's face paled. Then we have to close it. The ground trembled again, stronger this time. More people around them were caught in the flickering, their bodies flitting between asterisk asterisk here asterisk asterisk and asterisk asterisk. Somewhere else asterisk asterisk the sky darkened, not with clouds, but with something pressing against it. Like a thin sheet of glass ready to asterisk asterisk shatter asterisk asterisk. Ethan's hands shook. We need the rock. Maya's eyes darted back toward the tracks, where the small, pulsing stone still lay. But before they could move, the figure asterisk asterisk reached for it asterisk asterisk. Ethan's heart pounded. If it took the rock, it was over. Without thinking, he lunged. His fingers closed around the stone at the exact moment the figure touched it. The world asterisk asterisk exploded asterisk asterisk. Not in fire, not in destruction. In asterisk asterisk light asterisk asterisk. A shockwave tore through the street, rippling outward like a silent scream. The flickering people asterisk asterisk snapped back asterisk asterisk into place, their bodies whole, their eyes clearing. The blue glow vanished. The sky settled. The air asterisk asterisk stilled asterisk asterisk. And the figure. It asterisk asterisk froze asterisk asterisk. For the first time, it didn't move, didn't shift. It was trapped, caught in the same energy that had once held it back. Ethan's breath came in sharp gasps. The rock in his hand pulsed one last time, then cracked down the center. Whatever it had been, it was asterisk asterisk done asterisk asterisk. Mia grabbed his arm, pulling him away. Ethan, look. The figure, along with the last remnants of the disturbance, began to asterisk asterisk fade asterisk asterisk not violently, not painfully, just disappearing. Its form flickered one last time, and then it was gone. Silence settled over them. The street was normal again. The world was normal again. Mia let out a shaky laugh, more from relief than amusement. Did we just win? Ethan exhaled, staring at the cracked stone in his palm. I think so. But as he looked closer, something in his chest tightened. Because deep in the broken surface of the rock, barely visible, a asterisk asterisk new asterisk asterisk symbol had started to glow. And Ethan knew, without a doubt, this wasn't over. Ethan stood there, staring at the faint glow in the cracked rock, his mind racing. Everything was supposed to be over. They had stopped whatever had been trying to come through, hadn't they? But now, looking at the tiny pulsing light inside the broken stone, he wasn't so sure. Mia shifted beside him, still catching her breath. What is it? Ethan hesitated, then held out the rock. It's still doing something. Mia frowned, leaning in. The glow was weak, barely noticeable now, but it was there. I thought breaking it would stop everything. Ethan thought so too. He didn't know what was left inside this thing, but he wasn't about to take any chances. With one last look at Mia, he tightened his grip and hurled the stone into the dark water beneath the overpass. It hit with a soft splash, swallowed instantly by the currents. They both stood there, listening to the water rush beneath them, waiting, half expecting something to happen. Another flicker in the sky, another tremor in the ground. But nothing came. Mia let out a breath, shoulders sagging. I think we did it. Ethan wanted to believe her. But deep down, a part of him wondered if something had only paused instead of stopped completely. Sirens blared in the distance. Not just one or two. A lot police cars. Emergency responders. People were out on the streets, confused, shaken from whatever had just happened. Ethan grabbed Maya's hand. We should go. They slipped through the shadows, keeping their heads down, moving as fast as they could without drawing attention. They had done their part. There was nothing left to explain, nothing they could say that wouldn't sound insane. By the time they made it back to Mia's house, exhaustion hit them like a crashing wave. Mia collapsed onto the couch, rubbing her temples. I feel like my brain just ran a marathon. Ethan sat beside her, staring at the ceiling. Same. For a long time, neither of them spoke. The world outside was still trying to return to normal, people piecing together whatever had happened to them. But for Ethan and Mia, there was no forgetting. Mia finally broke the silence. Do you think that was the only one? Ethan didn't answer right away. His mind kept replaying the last moment before the figure disappeared. The way it hadn't looked angry or defeated, just waiting. He exhaled. I don't know. Mia wrapped her arms around herself. I don't want to do that again. Ethan nodded. Me neither. But a part of him knew that if something like this ever happened again, they wouldn't have a choice. The world had changed, even if no one else knew it yet. Days passed and life pretended to go back to normal. The news was flooded with theories, solar flares, electrical disturbances, mass hallucinations. No one could explain what had happened, not really. People who had experienced the flickering barely remembered it, their minds smoothing over the strange gaps. But Ethan and Mia remembered. They still felt the weight of that night, the way reality itself had bent around them. And sometimes, late at night, Ethan would catch Mia staring at the sky like she was waiting for something to shift again. He couldn't blame her. One evening, about a week later, they sat on the rooftop of Mia's house, watching the sunset. The sky burned with streaks of amber and gold as the last rays of sunlight dipped below the horizon. The air was thick with the scent of rain, though the storm had yet to break. In the middle of a quiet town, where streetlights flickered and shadows stretched long, a boy stood alone, staring up at the sky. His name was Ethan, a dreamer, a believer in things unseen. And tonight, the world was about to change. Ethan had always felt different, like he was waiting for something just beyond his reach. His friends joked that he was stuck in his own world, always lost in thoughts about the stars, the universe, and what might be out there. But on this particular evening, something was different. There was a strange pulse in the air, an energy that made the hairs on his arms stand up. The street around him was empty, eerily quiet, as if the whole town was holding its breath. Then it happened. A flash, so bright that it turned night into day for a split second. A streak of blue light cut across the sky, moving too fast to be a plane, too controlled to be a falling star. It disappeared beyond the hills, just past the old railway tracks where no one ever went anymore. Ethan's heart pounded. He wasn't imagining it. That was real. Without thinking, he took off running. His feet pounded against the pavement, breath quick and uneven. His phone buzzed in his pocket, text from his best friend, Mia. Asterisk asterisk, did you see that asterisk asterisk? Asterisk asterisk, tell me you saw that? Asterisk asterisk. Ethan didn't slow down. He already knew Mia had seen it. They always saw things together. Ever since they were kids, they had a way of noticing what others ignored. But this was something neither of them had ever seen before. By the time he reached Mia's house, she was already outside, pulling on a jacket. "We have to go," she said before he could even catch his breath. "That landed near Ridgewood. You know what's out there." Ethan did know. Ridgewood was an abandoned stretch of land just beyond the town. Some people said it used to be a military site, others swore it was cursed. Either way, no one went there. But tonight, there was no question they had to. They grabbed their bikes and rode fast, the wind pushing against them as if trying to hold them back. The further they went, the darker it got. The streetlights ended, replaced by thick trees and the soft hum of insects in the grass. The town seemed a million miles away now. And then they saw it. A crater, still steaming, buried deep into the earth. The grass around it was scorched black, and at the very center, something glowed. A metallic object, pulsing with faint blue light. It was unlike anything they had ever seen. Its surface smooth but shifting, as if it wasn't fully solid. Ethan swallowed hard. This isn't from here. Mia didn't speak. She was already reaching out. Then, just as her fingers brushed the surface, the air vibrated. Deep, electric, alive. The ground beneath them trembled. And from the shadows, something moved. Ethan's breath caught. They weren't alone. Ethan's heart pounded in his chest. The shadows around the crater stretched unnaturally, like something was moving just beyond their sight. He felt Mia tense beside him. Neither of them spoke, barely even breathed. The night was still, except for the low hum coming from this strange object in the ground. Then the sound of rustling just a few feet away. Not the wind, not an animal, something else. Ethan's fingers curled around the small flashlight attached to his bike, but he hesitated. Did they really want to see what was out there? Mia took a slow step back, but her eyes stayed locked on the object, its glow reflecting in her wide, nervous gaze. "What do we do?" she whispered. Ethan swallowed hard. "We need to." Before he could finish, the object pulsed. A wave of warmth rolled over them, making the hairs on his arms stand up. The air crackled. Then the rustling stopped. Silence. Ethan turned his flashlight on. The beam cut through the darkness, sweeping over the tall grass, the trees, the empty space around them. Nothing. But the feeling that someone was watching, was still there. Mia exhaled sharply. "Let's grab it." Ethan shot her a look. "Are you serious?" "We can't just leave it here," she insisted. "What if someone else finds it? What if?" A snap. A twig breaking. Both of them froze. Ethan swung the flashlight toward the sound. And for a split second he saw it. A figure. Tall, standing just at the edge of the trees. Not moving. Not speaking. Just there. The light flickered. His hands trembled. When he looked again, gone. A shiver ran down his spine. He turned to Mia. "We're leaving." She didn't argue. They scrambled to their bikes and pedaled faster than they ever had before. The wind rushed past them, the town's lights in the distance their only goal. Neither of them spoke the entire way back. The moment they reached Ethan's driveway, they jumped off their bikes, breathless, still shaking.